Once upon a time, there was a man named Irving Harris. Irving had a lot of big ideas, but one of his biggest involved some very small people. Irving believed America's future begins in the cradle. Invest in our tiniest citizens, children from birth to 5, and we'll reap the biggest rewards: better schools, lower crime rates, and a much more competitive economy. Irving told everyone he could about his big idea. Everyone listened, but not many people did anything. So Irving, along with a handful of other pioneers, kept on pushing. He helped start the Erickson Institute, the Ounce of Prevention Fund, and Family Focus. Then, in 1993, the board of directors at the McCormick Foundation invited him to talk with them about his big idea. Irving explained that the biggest impact they could make with their money was to invest it in early care and education. He said that in order to really make a difference, they would have to pay for things that didn't sound like much fun. And he warned that they'd better be ready for a marathon, and not a sprint. Changing the game could take decades. The McCormick people listened closely. They asked questions. They talked it over.
What do you guys think?
And then they did a wonderful thing. They said yes. Since that meeting more than 2 decades ago, the McCormick Foundation has invested over $100 million in early care and education in Illinois, and leveraged millions more. Along the way, they've worked with dozens of organizations, civic leaders, and government agencies, creating a powerful network that has made Illinois a national leader in the field. With McCormick's support, these groups have learned to speak with one voice and produced some amazing results. We now have an overwhelming body of research that shows the importance of early care and education. We know that 85% of brain circuitry is created in the first 5 years of life, and that even something as simple as the amount of words an infant hears can affect who he or she becomes.
President.
We know that without a quality early care and education program, at-risk children are 25% more likely to drop out of school, 60% less likely to attend college, and 70% more likely to be arrested for a violent crime. And we know that the earlier we invest in children, the bigger the payoff to society, up to $10 for every one we spend. But there's still a huge gap between what we know and what we do. And unless we move fast and move smart, our kids are going to fall further and further behind.
So help us close that gap. Read to me. Sing to me. Play with me. Send me to a quality preschool. And let your elected officials know that our future is everyone's future. Become a champion for quality early care and education. And help us do big things for little people like me. Like me. Like me. Like me. Like me.